Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. Hearthstone standard format got a big balance patch this week, lots of nerfs, and how has it changed the meta? Now we have the first bits of data available, so it's possible to start evaluating the early meta. Obviously, meta is still in flux, but there's some interesting stuff going on. After I saw the balance patch, I made 3 predictions. I predicted that Naga Priest, Pirate Rogue and Control Paladin would be the decks that would be the winners of this balance patch. And well, all those 3 decks are in the top 10, but there's also some other developments that I did not see coming that have affected the meta. And as you can see here, coming in at number 10, the 10th best deck in the game at the moment is Murloc Shaman. Yes, very straightforward, just put Murlocs in your deck and boom, kill people, and it seems to work. And what's interesting, Naga Priest. Naga Priest is a deck that keeps disappointing me. It's always like, I think that, hey, now with these changes, Naga Priest is so good against what's going to be in the meta, it's going to shine. But Murloc Shaman is actually very strong against Naga Priest. And when I made my evaluation before the patch, I thought that, okay, well, Beast Hunter and Pirate Rogue are just going to murder Murloc Shaman. So there's no way Murloc Shaman is going to have enough breathing room anyway, so it will not be there to counter Naga Priest, but it actually turns out to be part of the meta. And consequently, we saw Naga Priest numbers first rise up, and then hit into some Murloc Shamans, and then go back down a little bit again. And yeah, Murloc Shaman, it's still not great, because it gets murdered by Beast Hunter and Pirate Rogue. But Murloc Shaman is around, and it is a deck that you can climb with. And that's not all there is to it. The nerfs to Warrior, okay, I thought, hey, nerfs to Warrior, they're going to mean that Control Paladin becomes the premium control deck, but they also gave rise to other control decks that were like, hey, why play a control deck if it's not Warrior? Well, now you can actually also play Control Shaman, and Control Shaman is also good against Naga Priest. Oh, poor Naga Priest. But anyway, Control Shaman also making fun use of these Murlocs. I didn't think it would actually happen. I mean, a few people told me before the expansion that, hey, why don't you just use Clownfish in like a control deck and make your like key Murlocs cheaper? And I was like, why? Would that really be useful? Well, Clownfish, Cookie the Cook, Murloc Ravager and Mutinous the Devourer are part of the Control Shaman deck. Turns out that, yeah, Clownfish can make your card draw cheaper, it can make your Mutinous cheaper, it can make your Amalgam of the Deep cheaper, so yeah, you can actually do Clownfish also in a control shell, where you just use it more strategically to discount your key Murlocs, including your card draw. And yeah, Control Shaman, also a playable deck in this environment. Pretty much flipped matchup spread compared to the Murloc Shaman. The only thing in common the 2 decks share is that they're both good against Naga Priest. But other than that, they're just the complete opposite things that they're good and bad against. And to be fair, when we really look at the win rates, then overall win rate against the entire meta, Naga Priest is still better than those Shaman decks. But Naga Priest weaknesses: Murloc Shaman, Control Paladin, Control Shaman, Big Spell Mage. 3 of these 4 weaknesses were decks that I didn't really think were going to be part of the meta, and one of them I did. And that means that even though Naga Priest has slightly better matchups again than it had in the past meta, it's like every single balance patch has always made the Naga Priest a little bit better. 50% to 51% to 52% to 53%. At this rate, eventually Naga Priest will dominate the world, right? I don't actually believe in that anymore, but Naga Priest is a perfectly viable deck, very aggressive priest deck. Really curious that this is the way that priest is meant to be played nowadays, but yeah, drop some minions, play some Serpent Wicks, play a lot of Serpent Wicks, and boom. And coming in at number 7, it's an archetype that I have played myself. I had a great time playing with this archetype. I had a lot of success. My list wasn't exactly like this, but similar in main regards anyway. It's Big Spell Mage. This deck is a total blast to play. It's so much fun. There's really sweet tech choices with the Starfishes, with Spammy Arcanist. You can do some crazy swings with Balin the Stoneheart, with Barbaric Sorceresses. Your spells are seemingly very expensive, but actually they might cost like 0. You give the opponent a coin with the Dancer, and then you do Sorceress and make your 10 cost spell cost 0 and their coin cost 10, and wow, crazy stuff. And Big Spell Mage is really the dark horse of this current meta, because it's strong against, hey, Naga Priest, and it's also strong against the other remaining control decks. It's strong against Control Paladin, it's strong against Control Shaman, and there are not a lot of decks that can boast that they are strong against Control Paladin, so Big Spell Mage, even though it has numerous weaknesses, Murloc Shaman, Beast Hunter, Fell Demon Hunter, all of them strong popular decks, but Big Spell Mage, even according to stats right now, it is a playable deck, and it's one of the archetypes that I've enjoyed the most in the current expansion. And at number 6 we have a new variant of Beast Hunter, the Aggro Beast Hunter. Well, on HS Replay it's called the Aggro Beast Hunter. I don't think it's that aggro, to be honest, but okay. So it has some explosive openers, like you can open it with Click Clocker, and Click Clocker can buff a K9 in your hand, and then you play the K9, and typically the Dredge is just going to arrange your draws, so you will be able to play sweet on curve. But sometimes you might hit another Click Clocker or with a Slither Spear with that, and then you might get it, and it's like a Beast Hunter deck, but it cuts a little bit off the top end, it doesn't have quite as much value in it, and it adds a little bit at the start, so it has some potential for more powerful openers, and it can fight for the board more. Because it also has stuff like Murkwater Scribe into Naga's Pride, that classic Face Hunter opener for this expansion, and then all the beasts on top. And overall, the matchup spreads between Aggro Beast Hunter and the regular old school Beast Hunter are similar. The good matchups, the bad matchups, they are mostly the same. But Aggro Beast Hunter is a little better against many of the aggressive decks, and it's a little worse against slower decks compared to regular Beast Hunter. And with the level of current data that we have, it is not yet possible to say which direction Beast Hunter is going to take, but I would rate the regular Beast Hunter still above the aggro variant. And this time I'm featuring a different regular Beast Hunter list. I'm featuring the Ambassador Phelan list. So this goes all in on that value. Ambassador Phelan because most Colossals are beasts, so you play Phelan, you get a bunch of Colossals, probably at the bottom of your deck, you Harpoon Gun, you dredge some Colossals with discounts on top of your deck, and then you start playing some Colossals, and it's just downright hilarious. But the secret variant of the Beast Hunter deck has been better than this Phelan variant previously. It had a little bit better early game, like Aggro Beast Hunter has now with different means, because it uses minions instead of those secrets. And it looks like the secret version of Beast Hunter might still be the better one, but right now there's very few stats available of the secret variant, and the performance of this Phelan variant has improved with the balance patch, at least in the early meta of that balance patch. So you can really play either one you like, but maybe I would try to give Phelan a bit more of a chance right now. And then at number 4 we have Mech Paladin. Mech Paladin loves it when there are more control decks in the meta, and yeah, Mech Paladin is just going to do mech things, and boom boom, slow decks, yeah, slow decks. Well, board full of mechs, then they have divine shields, and then they're big, and then they have more divine shields, and yeah, that's going to hurt. Mech Paladin is weak against aggressive decks that can just kill Mech Paladin before it gets to do anything special, before it gets to do Lightforged Carrier or anything like that. But other than that, Mech Paladin is a very strong deck. And then number 3 deck in the game right now is Pirate Rogue, one of the winners that I predicted for this balance patch. And yeah, Pirate Rogue hasn't changed a little bit. This is actually probably the only list out of this top 10 that has not changed a single card. Yeah, why change cards? It's already perfect. You just go in and you kill people, and that's what you do. And Pirate Rogue still doing great. And the number 2 list surprised me a little, because it's Fell Demon Hunter. Hey, look at that. But Demon Hunter was just nerfed. Yeah, well, Battlemoon Vanguard is still so good, you just can't drop it. And as for Carrier, well, Carrier was just ditched. Yep, no more Carrier. Now Boneclave is my new best friend, and I expect there to be more developments, really, when it comes to Fell Demon Hunter, because the weakest performing card in this current Fell Demon Hunter list is Zillag of the Abyss. We don't yet know what sort of meta we're going to be having in the future. Is Zillag going to be worth running? Because that Carrier Zillag, that synergy was just so incredibly strong. But now, with Carrier gone, and you don't have the opportunity to high roll for 6 mana Zillag anymore, 7 mana Zillag, is it really strong enough? Maybe it is, but maybe it isn't, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with these Fell Demon Hunter decks. But they're now moving closer towards that Fell idea, that Chase Darkweaver idea, Courteous Demoner idea, than it was with the high rolls and with the Naga synergies. There's still Naga synergies around, of course, but deck is reshaping, reinventing itself. Demon Hunter has reinvented itself after every nerf, and it's done so with quite some success, and right now it is doing fine once again. And then the best deck in the game, it's once again Paladin. Hey, Paladin, my old friend. Yeah, what I said before the patch was released, that okay, Control Paladin has been like Control Warrior but weaker, so there's no reason to play Control Paladin because you can just play Control Warrior. Now Control Warrior was nerfed, 4 cards, pow, big nerfs, Control Warrior really took a major hit. And Control Paladin suddenly was like, hey, cool, I don't have competition anymore. I guess I'm the best control deck now, and I guess I'm the best deck in the game right now. There is some resistance trying to rise in the form of Big Spell Mage. That's pretty hilarious, but overall Control Paladin is just... it's so hard to kill a Control Paladin, then they can still make a gigantic smite. Hey, smite nerfed, who cares? I'm just buffing it up in my hand, and then when I have some time I'll just blast it on. So yeah, Control Paladin just very, very strong and currently the best deck in the game. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and check out my Twitch channel.